Welcome back to From the Pages of WCW World Championship Wrestling Comic, the April 1992 issue. This is Marvel Comics stepping directly into WCW's universe with the first body-slamming collector's issue. And the result feels like Saturday morning energy injected straight into primetime wrestling. The title is simple and loud. Stan Lee presents Battle Royal. Right away, the premise is established. A massive Battle Royal. The winner earns a trophy. The trophy holder earns a shot at Lex Luger and the WCW World Championship. It is clean motivation. One ring, one opportunity, one future title match. Jim Ross, Missy Hyatt, and Paul E. serve as the comic's narrative voices. Their presence anchors the chaos. Ross calls the action with urgency. Missy reacts with excitement. Paul E. adds edge and skepticism. The tone is heightened but grounded in WCW's television identity. And before the bell rings, we move through locker room tension. Wrestlers preparing, eyes narrowed. No alliance is officially declared, but the understanding is clear. Survival will require calculation. Then the bell sounds. Bodies collide immediately. This is not an orderly entry sequence. It is a collision of styles. Ron Simmons charges with raw power. Sting moves with explosive agility. Flyin Brian Pillman launches himself into the air at every opportunity. The Steiner brothers operate like coordinated machinery. The Diamond Stud imposes presence. Dustin Rhodes fights with clean intensity. Z-Man scrambles for positioning. Johnny B. Bad brings flash. Cactus Jack moves unpredictably. Big Josh crashes forward. Arn Anderson thinks before he strikes. Barry Windham watches angles. PN News injects brute force. Mr. Hughes stalks. El Gigante looms. And somewhere within the chaos, Big Van Vader simmers like an approaching storm. Temporary alliances form and dissolve instantly. Two men will work together long enough to eliminate a third, then turn on each other seconds later. The pace never settles. The comic uses panel momentum to simulate movement, bodies tumbling over ropes near eliminations, last-second saves. Sting gets spotlight sequences, drop kicks, high-impact bursts. A flurry that clears space, but the field is too crowded to dominate cleanly. Ron Simmons begins to separate himself. Shoulder blocks, gorilla presses. He plants opponents with authority. His power is not flashy. It is undeniable. Midway through the carnage, outside interference threatens to derail everything. Masked attackers appear. Confusion spreads. Mr. Hughes looms near the ropes. There's a sense that something larger is brewing beyond the match itself. Vader enters the frame like controlled destruction. When he moves, panels shake. He doesn't maneuver delicately. He crushes. His presence changes the geometry of the ring. PN News gets a defining moment, a massive press slam that turns the tide temporarily. El Gigante squares off in towering confrontation. The comic leans into scale here. Giant versus powerhouse. It feels larger than the ring can contain. As bodies spill out and the field thins, the match becomes more focused. Simmons remains central. Sting continues fighting. Vader lingers as looming menace. Arn Anderson attempts calculated positioning. One by one, contenders fall. The final stretch narrows. Every strike matters. Every rope contact threatens elimination. Simmons explodes forward in a decisive sequence. Strength overpowering resistance. A final elimination. Silence for half a second. Then the declaration. Ron Simmons stands as the Battle Royal winner. The trophy is presented. The reward is clear. A championship opportunity awaits. And then the final tease. Lex Luger, the reigning WCW World Champion, the standard, the obstacle. The future collision is not shown in full, but the implication hangs in the air. Simmons has earned his shot. The issue closes not with resolution, but anticipation. April 1992, WCW is a company experimenting with presentation. This comic leans into mythic framing. Heroes feel larger, villains feel heavier, action feels amplified. But the core remains wrestling structure, competition, elimination, earning a title shot. Marvel's branding surrounds the story. The collector's issue stamp, the 30th anniversary logo, US, Canadian, and UK price listings. It is wrestling crossing into mainstream comic culture, attempting to expand its footprint beyond the arena. This is early 90s WCW at a crossroads. Athletic credibility meeting larger than life framing. Ron Simmons positioned as rising force, Sting as constant hero. Vader as looming destroyer, Luger as champion. The ring may be drawn in ink, but the stakes feel real. See you next time. Farewell from the Empire State.